Hello, welcome to the Vera Aqua Vera Vita Imagine a Day Without Water Roundtable. We are very excited to be here today. You can see on the call with me a few other people. We have a total of 6 individuals here on the call. And actually, we're going to switch and make sure that, yes, we are on gallery view. So that's good. So you should be able to see everyone in addition to me talking. And this is just a few members of the Vera Aqua Vera Vita team. And today we're just going to take about 20 minutes to talk about what does water mean to us? How can we increase and improve the way that we view and value water in our own lives, personally and even as an organization? And then what are we doing as an organization to combat the global water crisis and help people that aren't just imagining a day without water, but are literally living many days of their lives without the amount of water that they need to really thrive as God intended them to. So without further ado, I want to do a couple quick introductions. My name is Jacob Niemeyer. I'm the founder and executive director of Vera Aqua Vera Vita. I'm very happy to be here with you today and to introduce the rest of my team. I have the distinct pleasure of working with a number of incredible individuals within our organization, and I want them to introduce themselves a little bit. So we're going to start with you, Sonia.
All right. Hey guys, I'm Sonia Cook. I'm a volunteer with Vera Aqua Vera Vita. I'm also a member of the board, and I'm super grateful to just be a part of this effort. By day, I am a consulting engineer for a company called Plumber. So I do water and wastewater treatment engineering. And also by day, I am a mom of an 11-month-old baby. So life is good, life is busy, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, Sonia. We'll go ahead and move over to Ricardo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ricardo Argulu. I'm the director of Peruvian projects and programs in Vera Aqua Vera Vita. I'm excited to participate in this live streaming. We are really excited to share with you also how people struggle with water on a daily basis in some regions of Peru, where we try to reach this year and in the upcoming years with two water sanitation plans per year. And thanks to this, I think we're all going to see how it is like for people to actually not only struggle with the lack of water, but eventually lose time in their daily basis because of the lack of water, since they have to go pick it up from far away, and they can't work, they can't study, So thanks for watching this.
Thank you, Ricardo. Delena.
Yes, I'm Delena Margie, and I am the communications intern volunteer for Vera Aqua Vera Vita for over a year now. It's been absolutely incredible work watching the progress in Peru, as well as our organization grow. And I'm really happy to be here sharing about Imagine a Day Without Water, which is incredibly important because I think too often I personally, and so many of us, just don't think about how necessary it is and how practically important it is in everyone's life.
Well put. Thank you, Delena. Joseph.
All right. Hello, my name is Joseph Percy Allen. I'm a senior at the University of Dallas with Delena, and I am the business administrations intern and the fundraising support intern here at Vera Aqua Vera Vita. And actually, Delena and I are spearheading the effort to collaborate with UD to have a club on campus. And so really looking forward to that. And just, yeah, I've been working with the company for a few months now, and it's been a good journey, just learning about water, learning about how it affects everyone and how powerful it is, and tapping into the spiritual nature of things as well as the physical, and just helping people out. So thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Mecca.
Hello, everyone. My name is Emeka Okafor. I am volunteer with Vera Aqua Vera Vita, helped with the annual fundraising, been part of that committee for the past 2 years or 3 years because of 2020. We didn't have one then. I work full time as a systems engineer for Raytheon. And it's a pleasure to be here. I've done the challenge in the past, and it was quite the challenge.
Yeah. And it looks like, thank you, Emeka. It looks like you're in San Francisco there. So enjoy those
Plenty of
sunny
water.
California days. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, a virtual background. But there is a lot of water there. So speaking of water, personally for me, as a kid, I was always fascinated and attracted to water. I always just really had this draw to water that really made me respect it and value it. And then when I was in college, I chose to study water resource engineering, well, specifically environmental, but with a focus on water resources. And it just really solidified to me the importance of water in my own life and the value of water in my own life. And then obviously now I get to do this every day with Vera Aqua Vera Vita, trying to bring clean water to our less fortunate brothers and sisters that are struggling daily to survive, that don't have the luxury of turning on a tap and getting clean water out of it that we can so easily take for granted every day. As I've kind of walked in this journey with Vera Aqua Vera Vita, I've just really grown, not just in my appreciation for the value of water, but my appreciation for how important our mission is at Vera Aqua Vera Vita to do something about ensuring that everyone has the basic right to access clean water in their own lives. And that's why we exist. And so that's been my own personal experience, my own personal journey. I've personally done the Solidarity Challenge, living on a day without water, probably 3 or 4 times. I actually intend to do it tomorrow. So hopefully you'll see me live, or at least with a video on my Facebook and LinkedIn pages talking about what that's like. And I will challenge a few other people to do that as well after I do it. But it's just been an experience that we've kind of taken into the umbrella of Vera Aqua Vera Vita, of trying to challenge our constituents, our family, the Vera Aqua Vera Vita family, that is, to partake in living on a day without water, to really feel what that's like to be in solidarity with our less fortunate brothers and sisters. So I want to hear what Sonia, what do you think about water? What does water mean to you, and how's your value of water grown as you've grown as a person?
Yeah. So sort of similar. Growing up, I always was fascinated with water. Well, always loved going swimming in lakes and rivers and beaches, and just fell in love with water like a lot of us do growing up. And when I was in high school and going into college, it was something that, through sort of a personal journey of, figuring out what I want to be when I grow up, which I'm still figuring out. Just realizing that that's a really practical way that you can help people, and wanting to learn how our water systems work. And so that's also what I went into. I kind of went into a different route than a lot of traditional civil engineers. So I have a background, well, I guess Jacob does as well, of agricultural engineering. And so I might speak to that in a little bit when we talk about respecting the value of water. But yeah, it's just, and then also in college, I got into outdoor stuff and whitewater kayaking and canoeing. And so just really fell in love with kind of more wild experiences with water, and gained an appreciation for how God gave us water. And then that kind of was imbued into my own personal ethic of how we interact with water on a day-to-day and all that good stuff. So.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ricardo, what do you think? What does water mean to you?
Yes. Well, luckily enough, I was able to, let's say, see that most of the people that do not have water in Peru were given water, but not as a permanent solution. I mean, they were lucky enough to receive, in the meantime, trucks and that were conducted near their houses. But it's not comfortable at all to use the water from a truck. And I feel that,
Hey, doctor.
that this sense of comfort is that we want to help with this sense of comfort. We want to give them more comfort in their daily lives. And I think this goes along with our Christian values. And on another note, water trucks could also contain heavy metals. And when it's not about trucks, it's about going down the hill from stairs around. I'm not kidding. It takes maybe 30 or 20 minutes to walk down a mountain with these stairs that governments build, and they think it's the permanent solution, but it's not. It's not, and that's why we are here. That's why we are here. We want to increase the comfort of the lives of a lot of people in Peru, and provide healthy water.
Yeah, Ricardo, thank you so much. You really hit on the importance of why we as an organization exist and what we're doing in Peru to combat water. Thank you for sharing on that. Delana, what does water mean to you? How do you value water in your own life?
Yeah, for me, I think water is such a universal resource. It really is one of the most, if not the most fundamental necessity for not only human life, but life of any type, but especially for us. We need it as nourishment, but we also need it for so many other things just throughout the day, like internal health and external health. As far as like you need it to sanitize dishes after you make food. You need it to wash your hands after you've used the restroom. There's so many, of these fundamental necessities of human life that really cannot be performed without water. So, and we decided because we just have so much of it all over the place because it's such a necessity.
Yeah.
So then we just get a little bit jaded to how fundamental and important it is. And certainly my time here with Vera Aqua Vera Vita has kind of opened my eyes to be a little bit more grateful and appreciative of this incredible resource that I'm given access to every single day. But unfortunately, like we were saying, that's not the case for everyone.
Yeah. So Delana, you just did the Solidarity Challenge a couple of days ago. What was that like?
It was really tough. In the beginning of the day, I was looking at the big gallon of water and I was like, this will be fine. Water, right? And then breakfast went by and lunch went by and I was sitting at like 4 o'clock, like, ooh, I don't know about like dinner, and maybe like a shower would be lovely, but it's going to happen today. So I pushed all of my shower stuff. I ended up using maybe a couple ounces of water to wet my hair and scrub it.
Yeah.
It was not ideal, but I really had to plan it out because I am just so used to having to be able to turn on the faucet and be able to wash my hands, be able to fill up pot of water so that I can boil my noodles, whatever it is. Those are they're not even things that cross my mind. It's such an inactive thing, just a passive action for me at this point.
Yeah.
But then having that bottle and watching it go down and down and down was a little bit it really helped me to put it kind of in a frame of reference and to really be grateful for every single drop of water that I had that day.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I will probably assume that you did actually use water to flush toilets, right?
I did, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, out of cleanliness, we kind of need to do that. But even then, imagine that we didn't have that luxury to just flush, water down the toilet. wow, just so many things. You really touched on so many things of how we use water, and we forget about it. It's just so passive to us. We take it for granted. So that's cool. You had a great experience, and thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Joseph, please tell us what does water mean to you, and how do you value water in your own life?
Yeah, so water, okay, so I've realized in the past few years that water is essential to all life, which, I mean, Delana kind of touched on that with like sanitation issues. But then even in the human body, like it detox your body, helps your brain run better, which helps regulate mood, which, it like does a catalyst of things for the human body. And so it's necessary there. And then even in food, it's present throughout there. And through the pandemic, I gained like a deep appreciation for nature. And it kind of like Sonia, I've always been drawn to like water, whether that be like lakes or rivers or pools or the ocean. And so, yeah, no, water has just been like, it's just been such a crucial aspect of life. And like now I'm never caught without my water bottle. Delana can attest. She's seen me like,
I can. I vouch.
Whether it be freshman year or whenever we went traveling abroad, like I always had my water bottle with me, and I still always have it. And I always just say hydration is key. So that whenever Delana, she introduced me to Vera Aqua Vera Vita, and she was telling me it was about water, I was like, oh, this is perfect. I've been training for this I've been training for this the past 5-10 years. And so, yeah, I'm really grateful to be here and to, help people, help people have access to the gift that we, take for granted.
Absolutely. Thank you, Joseph. That was great. Emeka.
Yes. So my experience with water is pretty personal on two levels: on a superficial level and on a more serious level. The superficial level would be learning how to drink alcohol properly and staying hydrated. Jacob actually taught me the importance of water. You gotta pace yourself and drink water.
Gotta stay hydrated, man.
It's true. You actually did teach me that, and I've been a lot more responsible for my drinking since then. And then on a more serious level, I was born in Nigeria, but I grew up in Houston, moved to Houston in 1995, but I try to go back every few years. And every time I do, I go back to my parents' house in Lagos, and it's kind of like the water system there is not as developed as it is in America. We have our own pump system in our backyard because the infrastructure just isn't there. So that allows me to take a shower and flush the toilets. But in terms of drinking water, we have to get water bottles because my parents told me that don't trust the water system. The water coming out of the faucet. So just kind of having that perspective when I go back compared to here in America, how if I didn't have that perspective, I would take water for granted. So it's really important, and I'm just kind of blessed to be able to live in this environment where we always have clean water for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a funny, superficial aspect of your value of water. I can't get over the fact that how hard it is to really imagine a day without water living here, and like you just touched on this, Mecca, living here, especially in the U.S., where it's so ubiquitously present and abundantly available to us. Not just for recreational purposes, but also for hydration and cleaning and cooking and all of these things that we're just so blessed to have. Honestly, I kind of get scared imagining a day without water and what that would look like in a real sense. Just on a personal, superficial note, I guess I'll cop that term from Emeka. I love to fish, love to fish. It's one of my favorite hobbies. Most people know this about me. You can see this fishing signs behind me. I can't imagine if there was no water for fish, that I could go catch. That'd be horrible. I'd be really sad. Then on top of that, I can't imagine not having the basic water that I need to drink and cook and clean every day, that I can count on, that's reliable and that it's clean. And that's why for us as an organization, Vera Aqua Vera Vita, that's why we exist, because every 90 seconds a child is dying from waterborne illness somewhere in the world. And this Imagine a Day Without Water, solidarity gallon challenge that we have been alluding to, that we've talked about a little bit here. We do that because it is a real thing for those in developing countries. Not every developing country, not every person, but there are people, there are communities where they have a gallon of water per person every day, and that's it. That's a clean source that they can rely on, and they're walking sometimes 5-6 kilometers a day to get that water. So for us, it's so important. That's why we're doing what we're doing. I'd love to hear what anybody else, and just kind of open, kind of popcorn style here, what anybody else here on the call and the Vera Aqua Vera Vita team thinks about why the mission of Vera Aqua Vera Vita is so important. So please feel free to chime in. We're going to take a few more minutes here. We're going to go until 12:30, and then we'll end our roundtable.
Yeah, and on top of what you were mentioning, they rely on boiling this water, hoping it's okay, but it's just not okay. Boiling water does not remove heavy metals, does not remove any organic, microorganic waste or whatsoever in any level. And they live like that,
And those that boil water are also not even, the most, not everybody does that. So that's only, a few people, but the select group that know that they should do that. There are many people that don't even do that, or don't have the luxury to do that, right? Sonia, I'd love to hear what you think, in your background from the agricultural perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I think the work of bringing water to people is just so important, and obviously that's why I'm here. And one thing I'll say about the approach of Vera Aqua Vera Vita that I think is so critical to its success and the long-term success of our projects is that we take into account the community's input and perspective, and really want them to take ownership of whatever solutions are implemented. So right now, as we're going through a couple of our engineering projects right now, we're putting together a list of treatment options, and we're not just going and saying, hey, here's what you guys need, we're going to build it and then get out of here. We're presenting it to the community. We're saying, here are some options that we think would be great for you guys, but what do you think, and what do you think would be successful in your community? Because at the end of the day, we're not the ones who are going to be running it, drinking it, living with it. And so I think that's really what's critical, and I think everyone should take ownership of their own water system. And that's the irony of being here in America, is most people have no idea where their tap water comes from. So that's my challenge to anyone here who doesn't know where their water comes from. If you want to increase your own value of water, just do a Google search. Where does my water come from in X city in Texas? You'll learn a lot, and you'll probably gain an appreciation of the system that is underneath our streets, that is, bringing water to you every day that you don't even think about. So that's what I would say. The other thing that's been on my mind is all the ways that water consumption is embedded in our daily lives, other than just water. So the food we eat, the clothes we wear, the energy that we use. So thinking about ways that you can just live more sustainably overall, I think also can increase your value for water.
Awesome. So we're at 12:30. Thank you so much, Sonia. I want to end with a little quick game here. So what is one word? Each person only gets one word, and you can repeat someone else's word. But what is one word that you think of when you think of water? I'm going to start us off, and I'm going to say life.
I'll say refresh.
You took my word, Jacob. Life.
Yeah.
Universal.
Well, literally any word. So cooking or food, we can't cook without water.
Absolutely.
Wet.
Wet.
I was thinking that too.
That was good. That was so. We should totally end on that because that was solid. If y'all didn't see the Vera Aqua Vera Vita annual fundraiser event recording that was or came to it live back here in May earlier this year, the key word for one of the games that we had during the event was wet. So anyway, thanks Emeka for that. Again, thank you everyone for listening into this Vera Aqua Vera Vita Imagine a Day Without Water Roundtable. And thank you for all the team members here that participated. This is, like I said, just a handful of the many team members that we have with Vera Aqua Vera Vita. Last year alone, we had 40 plus volunteers in various capacities. So this is an organization that's growing, and this is thanks to, in large part, to all of you who are maybe watching this, that have donated, supported, given the gift of your time, your talent, your treasure to our organization, and helping us fulfill our mission to give the gift of clean water, give the gift of true water, true life, as we like to say to our less fortunate brothers and sisters in need, as we try to serve them not just with meeting their physical needs, but also bringing them the living water of Jesus Christ. So thank you so much, and thank you, everyone. Again, let's continue to value water. God bless. Take care.
God bless.